So, seems like we've gone around full circle. I decided to remake this video because part one of how the hell do I play this game, ArmA 2. First and foremost, was done on my old computer, so it was at half of its performance it could have been. Secondly, I felt like I could have covered more stuff, executed it a bit better than I did. And yeah, so gonna try again. Make it a bit better if possible. Also, for those who are interested in ACE and ACRE, or Advanced Combat Environment and Advanced Combat Radio Environment, I should have a video out soon on how to use those. So yeah, let's start with this though. So what is ArmA 2? Well, in short, it's a combat simulator. Basically, it's the most realistic thing you're going to get for a PC game. Obviously doesn't get close to real life, but it's the closest experience you will get. Um, Origins of ArmA is it started with virtual battle space, which originated from Operation Flashpoint, although some say it originated from Operation Flashpoint, others say Operation Flashpoint originated from VBS. Either way, what's VBS, Virtual Battle Space, is the military's version of ArmA, which they use to train. It's very expensive. It's like $1,000 per client or something, whereas ArmA 2 or ArmA's a retail game, so it's around $60. So I mean, you get a reasonable military experience. But yeah, so basically that's what VBS and ArmA 2 is. Obviously, I've got just ArmA 2, which I'll show you guys how to use. Um, this is the editor. You can make anything in editor, deathmatch missions, complex campaigns, multiplayer game modes, anything. It's a really good editor. Yep. So what I'm gonna put down is just a player, and basically we're just gonna go through basic controls. Because we're on a desert map, we'll just put down an army dude. Because there's no desert camo marines in vanilla armor. For those who don't know what the term vanilla is, it just means stock. Stock meaning original, hasn't been touched, hasn't been altered, what have you. Alright, and we're just gonna put down a car. It's so different. Desert, whatever, we'll just put down a Bradley, why not? Haven't seen one of those in forever. And we're going to put down an ammo crate, ordnance, and in this tutorial I won't be going through how to use the editor either. So yeah, I'm just using it to show you guys stuff. Alright. No, don't say alright, Alex. You use it too much. Okay, let's load in. So we're just gonna let it load in. And here we are. Let me go ahead and turn down my sound.
Cannot fire.
If you guys are interested, my old video is still on YouTube. You'll notice that it's on my old computer and it's very laggy, and my dude was also black back then because no Asians existed, so it was a substitute. So let's get started with the basic controls. First and foremost, I have a track IR, therefore I'm moving my head around in real life and it's actually going into game. So yep, I use a track IR. It takes a while to get used to, but it's well worth it. So I'm gonna go and put my weapon down. To put your weapon down, you double tap left control by default. Double tap it again, brings the weapon up. Double tap it again, brings it down. E is to lean right, Q is to lean left, X is to crouch, Z or Z is to prone. To avoid any confusion, I'm going to use phonetic alphabet. So Zulu, prone, X-ray, crouch, Charlie, stand, Echo, lean right, Quebec, lean left. To move forwards, it's obviously Whiskey. To move backwards, it's Sierra. to enter third person mode, by default it's numpad enter, and as you can see, get a third person view. If you don't have a track IR, the default to move your head around is left alt. Basically you hold it down and you'll move your head around. And to that effect, if you double tap alt, what will happen is you can move your head around while moving. Only con is you can't move left or right. So you've got to double tap left alt again, and then you can use your mouse cursor to move around. Double tap left alt again, get that. Another shortcut, if you don't want to double tap left alt, I believe it's star on your keyboard, in your numpad area, and you can move your head around like that. So that's the basic controls. Also, if you double tap whiskey, you'll do a sprint. And if you hold down left shift, you'll do a jog. Double tap left shift, you'll do a jog, and you won't have to hold it down. Double tap left shift again, you'll walk. Also to that effect, with the jog, if you hold left shift down while you got it double tap, then yeah. So you can toggle between. Hopefully that makes sense. Basic interaction. Unlike most FPSs where you hit E, F, or whatever to interact with stuff, you use your scroll menu. So obviously using your mouse, you walk up to where you want to go. Scroll, so we get a gear option. We're going to go ahead and click it. So here we've got an ammo crate. This is a very common thing in Arma 2, is the ammo crate. So you're going to get all your weapons from. So here we've got a different variety of US Army weapons. There's heaps of weapons in Arma 2, but this is a US Army basic weapons box. So to pick a weapon up, you go ahead and select it, click take, and then if you want to drop a weapon, you click on the weapon, you click drop. Or what you can do is just double click, double click, double click, so on and so forth. So you can do that. To toggle between different weapons, firing modes, and grenade. If you look at the top right, we have an option. You can see it changing now. So by default, it should be on semi-fire, which if we aim down our sights, which is right mouse button, that's default. That's just semi. Put it on full. Get different rate of fire, and if we hit F again, we get grenades. Unlike most mainstream FPSs, usually if you hold down a grenade in armor, it won't blow up in your hand. It doesn't blow up in your hand at all, so you can hold it down forever, really. And then just throw it. Grenades are pretty easy to use. I mean, you just hold it back and then throw. And hold it a shorter time, it's going to fly a lesser distance. Like that, as you guys can see. I might step back from that one. So yeah, that's the basics as far as that goes. You can do more advanced stuff with armor, such as salute, which is your right slash on the backspace. With that said, which I probably should have stated at the start of the vid, more or less, there's many things I could go through as to the basics of Arma 2, but I mean, that'd take an hour. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do in Arma. Each game mode brings different interactions to the plate. If you don't know what Arma is, online, everyone plays different types of game modes. The most well-known are Domination, Insurgency, Warfare, and they're all user-made game modes. They aren't actually, they don't actually come with Arma 2. What's so good about that? Well, simple enough. Bohemia Interactive, the developers, basically they make game modes, but none of the servers use them. They're all user-made, so you get some really good quality game modes. Which those three are the most well-known. I'm not going to go through DayZ because, first and foremost, DayZ's kind of crap. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that comment. Well, it's not crap, that's selling it short, but I mean, it's not why I bought Arma. Yes, zombies are cool, I love zombies and that, but DayZ just isn't why I have Arma, to be honest. Moving right ahead. So that's the basics as far as that goes. If I go ahead and hit M, we bring up a map. So basically this map will display everything. Um, you know what? So yeah, that's the map. I'll reiterate that. If you hold down K, you get a compass. It's a very essential tool within Arma 2. Bearings and situational awareness is very important. If you hold down O, you even get a watch. You may not find it relevant to have a watch, but the watch is realistic. Time of day does change. It goes from day to night, morning, and it keeps cycling. Dates will change, so on and so forth. The watch I actually use when I'm squad leading, like, I'll tell infantry, okay, we're gonna hold here until 7:30. Time now is 7:20, so you got 10 minutes and then we'll move out. I actually do that. And just like with sprinting and view, if you double tap it, it'll stay on the screen. Like that. Now I'm not holding anything down. And if you double tap K, compass will go away. Double tap O, watch should go away. There you go. So O's for the watch, K's for the compass. Once again, there's heaps of controls I could go through. But yeah, I'm just taking through the basics. With that said, we're going to go ahead and enter the map again, which is M, so Mike. I said I'd use phonetics, so Oscar, watch, Kilo, compass, Mike, map. So yeah, we're around this location here. I'll take you through grids. As you can see, the grids start off fairly big, and the more you zoom in, the grids should split. So that's a 2-digit grid. We've now got what's called a 3-digit or 6-digit grid to be more correct. Why is it 6-digit? Well, you got 3 grids up there and 3 grids long. Going down. My bad. So basically, if we have a target here, grid location is we go from top to bottom. So 0, 1, 1 by 0, 1, 3, and that equals 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 3. Over here, we've got 0, 1, 2. I'm going to use my cursor to mark out how you work it out. And 0, 1, 3 yet again. And I mean, if we have a target down here, it'd be 0, 1, 3 by 0, 1, 2. There's more complex grids you can get into, which some communities use, such as the 15th. We use different types of grid techniques. But the only other one I'm going to show you is keypads. The rest, no one really uses. Keypads are pretty good though. So if you played Project Reality, you should know keypad grids. You just basically bold or mash your numpad numbers on into the grid. So as you can see, it's starting to take shape. So if you look at your numpad numbers right now, and then look at what I'm typing onto the map, you'll see a resemblance, or you should. That's basically just how you work it out. You just put it all into one grid. So let's say we had a target where I just deleted the 5, that would be 0, 1, 1 by 0, 1, 3, keypad 5. That's how you'd work that out. And yeah, change with each one, so I'll do one more. 0, 1, 1 by 0, 1, 3, keypad 3. And yeah, hopefully you get that. With that said, I'll show you one more grid because this is a pretty good one as well. Let's mark the center of the grid. This is what's called a quadrant grid. So if you picture a box there, a box there, a box there, a box there, or to be fair, a square, this would be 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 3, northeast. And I'll do one more, which would be 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 3, southwest, actually, my bad, southwest. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. Just put the compass in the center of the grid and you get 4 quadrants. So yeah, that's quadrant grids. Let's just go ahead and enter into the inventory. An easy way to get to your gear menu, if you're not near boxes of that, you hit golf. Golf on your keyboard brings this up. So this is your basically your user inventory. So far I've got a pair of night vision goggles, an assault rifle, a radio which doesn't do much unless it's scripted, I won't go into that, a watch, a compass and a map. Nearly all default units come with these, maybe excluding the radio, but that's default. With that said, they're kind of essential pieces of equipment if you're planning to go into combat. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the box, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to try and find a weapon with more than one scope. Yeah, okay, here's a great example. On your keyboard, if you hit the numpad slash, you'll swap between sights. Kind of useful because at night, this sight doesn't support night vision, whereas this will. To turn night vision on, you hit November. Because it's during the day, night vision is not going to work, obviously. And then we hit November again, take it off. What else we got in here? Do we have grenade launchers? Yes, we do. Grenade launchers are pretty easy to use in armor. You just find a target. Usually page up, page down is to increase and decrease sight if it's possible. But I think that's how it works. You find your sight with that side, and you fire it off. Let's see how that goes. Okay, that overshot a tiny bit. But I mean, you get the idea. You just aim, you compensate. Try and find the correct range and so on and so forth, and that's pretty much how you use that. And just like everything which I've showed you so far, F spin to change it, apart from if you have a sidearm. Sidearms vary. Basically what you do there then is this. In your scroll menu you have an option to swap between the sidearm and the main weapon. So this is the sidearm at the moment, we've just got a pistol. Scroll menu, see the option, click it. To select things in the side menu, if you didn't, scroll menu, if you didn't gather already, it's just left mouse button. What we're going to go ahead and do now is plant down a satchel, and a mine. It's pretty straightforward how you do this stuff. So we're going to jog on out, we aren't going to sprint. Okay, I'm going to plant it. Scroll menu yet again. Basically what you can do, if you stare at it, you can touch off, which you don't want to do when you're standing next to it. That basically means detonate. Well, it does mean detonate. Set timer. So if we set the timer, it's now on a countdown. And if we keep clicking it, it'll keep putting the time up. And if we click deactivate bomb, it's gonna deactivate and disappear. Which wasn't my plan. Put down a mine, there's not much to mines. Just if a vehicle goes over it, will explode. And you can't really deactivate them once you put them down. I think if you shoot them, they deactivate. We'll give it a shot. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and grab another satchel, and we're gonna touch that one off. Also in Arma 2, there's stamina. The more you run places, the more your sight's gonna shake after a while. There's a few ways to stop it. You can use comma, and that will basically sit you down, like you can see here. And yes, you do get stamina back faster if you sit down, whereas you can just stop and stand and get stamina back as well. It's essential that you have steady aim in a game like Arma. Alright, gonna go ahead and run out. Okay, run back. And we're gonna set the satchel off. And that's basically how you set off ordnance. Simple as that. With that said, I think that's how you destroy mines as well, it would seem. So you've got to do it a bit EOD style. Yeah, so last thing we're going to go through in this is basics of vehicles. So there's a few seats. This is the ride and back. Basically, you just sit in the back, you can't shoot or anything, you can just look around, admire the view from inside. or if you go into third person, using your third person key, you can just look around and admire the vehicle for what it is. Numpad minus zooms out. If you double tap it, you'll get sort of like a Quake 3 look, or Quake look. Numpad plus zooms it in, so on and so forth. We're going to go ahead and dismount. Next suit. We'll go ahead and do it from, yeah. So this is the commander seat. Not much to the commander seat. He basically just calls out targets in the commander seat. As you can see, there's a range. So that rock is 157 meters away. Numpad plus and minus, zoom in, zoom out. If we hit November on the keyboard, we'll get night vision, which is useless. Yep. So he only gets night vision, which is kind of lame. The commander can also do an option via the scroll menu called manual fire. What
Manual
does this
fire.
do? Basically, if you select it and hit F, it allows you to take control of the gunner's weapons. So we're going to go ahead and fire the gunner's weapons. Yeah, but as far as controlling the turret goes, no, you don't get to control that. You just get to fire the weapons.
Cancel manual fire.
We've got another option, turn out. What's the difference between get out and turn out? Well, get out will, you'll get out of the vehicle, whereas turn out, this is what will happen. Basically, you just exit the hatch and it allows you to look around. You can do this while the vehicle's moving that, and it just gives you a better field of view for when you need it. I'm going to go ahead and turn in and swap to the gunner seat. Basically, with the gunner, the engine's gonna turn on. So if we hit November, get night vision, thermal, 2 types of thermal, one black, one white. Yep. And pretty straightforward. Zeroing to increase it, page up to decrease page down. What does zeroing do? It's basically your range, that's all it is. So that's, let's find a target. Sorry. So we'll shoot over there. Basically, because it's flat land, the weapon's going to be able to reach without having to adjust. But I mean, naturally you'd put the zeroing up for the further the target is. Pretty straightforward how to fire the weapons. Tow's a bit different. Basically, if you don't know how a tow works, it shoots where you want it to. So let's aim over there. And if I hold down, you can sort of see you can control the tow. So let's say there's a vehicle there. You could probably start firing from here and hit it. So it just allows you to control it. But yeah, that's basically what the gunner does. Pretty basic. And then we got the driver's seat, which speaks for itself. I'll drive the vehicle around in a moment, but it's going to be loud, so it's going to cancel out my voice. Basically, we've got a few options. Yet again, turn in. So this is inside. Pretty detailed. If we hit numpad 0, we get that type of view, which is probably what we want if our third person is disabled. If we click turn out, obviously we get this view, turned out of the vehicle, better field of view. But in combat, you'd probably stay, well, you would stay turned in, I'd expect. So yep, at night, if you hit Lima, it will actually turn lights on, which I'll demonstrate. So yeah, and basically drive around, it's the same controls as infantry, so Whiskey forward, Sierra back, Delta right, A Alpha left. Also, as you can see, the vehicles have a few options in the left, not options, but indicators. First and foremost is the fuel icon. That bar, the further it goes down, the less fuel you have. You need to refuel, you need to use trucks to refuel, or civilian gas stations, which can be located on some maps, and you can refuel from there. Yes, you can actually do it. No scripts required of that, it's just something you can do in ArmA. The hull, for aircraft, if the hull's red, you want to land that aircraft because your fuel start leaking out. I'm not too sure about vehicles, it doesn't seem to do that. Engine, if engine's red, you want to get out of the vehicle, it's going to explode. In helicopters, it just means you're going to fly into the ground, engine shut down. LTR stands for left track. You got left track and right track, which obviously the tracks underneath the vehicle which steer it. Left track's out, you're not going to be able to turn left. The vehicle's probably going to be really hard to operate, just like if you lose the right track. Turret and gun, basically, those go red, the turret will stop moving, or you won't be able to maneuver the gun, which is very, very bad. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is, I'm going to jump back into the editor, and we're going to damage the vehicle, via these options. So double click on the vehicle, going to put those down, going to put the fuel down there, put the ammunition down. What we're going to do is put down a few trucks, logistics trucks, so fuel, ammunition, and repair. Alright, I'm going to preview it. So before we get those, that's basically the vehicle we were once using. Got a feeling that's going to explode. Alright, so before we even start rearming it, we want to get the repair truck and repair it. Hang on, I think I damaged the vehicle too much. We'll put that up just a tiny bit. Might be a good idea so it doesn't explode. Let me check something. Got a feeling it's gonna explode. Yeah, okay. Gotta be quick about it. So yeah, as you could see, it was badly damaged. I didn't want to sit in it just in case it explodes. Alright, gonna position the truck in front of the vehicle. It should be close enough. And from inside the vehicle, we're gonna initiate the repairs. See the repair option, and we're gonna click it. And it's got, see, and now the vehicle's nice and repaired, as you can see. Now fuel's low, so what we're going to go ahead and do is move this truck out of the way. Normally I'd park the vehicle back where it was, but for this we're just going to get him. Alright, I'm going to refuel it now. That should be good. If not, we can go ahead and drive over to it. As far as that's concerned, basically you just stare at the vehicle. It seems to do it automatically now, which is kind of cool. And as you can see, we're refueled. Gun needs to be rearmed. I'm gonna go ahead and drive over to the reammunition truck. Jump in the gunner seat. And try and get the rearm option. The rearm option's always been strange. Kind of strange. Yeah. Yeah, but it's almost. There we go. But yeah, you get the idea. Basically, if you had the option, you just click rearm and it rearm. So to get started, vehicle lighting at night time, hit Lima, lights on, hit Lima, lights off. Yeah, so that's lighting for our vehicles. Okay, gonna jump out. I've got 2 AI with me. We'll get to AI commands in a moment. But if we hit November, night vision on. Hit Lima, laser on. Some weapons have laser designators. Correction, laser pointers, not designators. Others have lights, and some just don't have any attachments at all. So yeah, this is kind of useful if you want people to engage a certain area. If I've got night vision on, they'll all engage. That said, there's nothing too great about it. It's kind of cool, but I rarely ever use it. Yep. So what we're going to do now is just go through some of the basic AI commands. So to select AI, you use your F1, F2, F3, F4 keys and all that. So we've got 2 AI. So F2 selects member 2, and to deselect them you hit F2 again to select the member 3. F3, select, deselect, F3, select all. By default it'll be spacebar. Which gives us a few commands for them, such as move, stop, hold, fire. If you hit 7, you get some different reaction combat modes. So you got stealth, they'll be all stealthy, they won't engage unless engaged. Danger, they'll be prepared for heavy contact, explosion, so on and so forth. Or where they just keep their eye out for hostiles, and safe, they won't really react to the environment. Stand up, they'll just stand. Crouched, they'll keep crouched, go prone, they'll stay prone. Copy my stance, I'll do whatever stance I do. Or should. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, for whatever reason. I don't know. Yeah, they just don't usually follow the crouch stance. But yeah. But I mean, you can command them to go crouched if you really wish. Oh, there we go. If we hit numpad period, we get this, which is called tactical view. So what we're going to do is command unit 2 to move here.
2, move to house, 12 o'clock.
While unit 3 moves here.
3, move 50 meters, 1 o'clock.
That's basically how it's done. See, they're moving to their designated positions, and once they're set up, they'll let me know. And then we can go ahead and bring them back. Or what we can do, if we want them to keep moving, is let's hit 2, let's hit 9, let's assign him red.
2 is team red.
See how his number went red, the 2's now red. And now we'll select 3, and we'll assign 3, team blue.
3 is team blue.
Now to select the teams, we'll stay in tactical mode. We go and hit 9, and we select the team we want. So we've got option between red, blue, and white. White is me. Red is obviously 2, and 3 is blue. So yep. I'm gonna select team red, and we're gonna tell him to fall back to here.
2, move 50 meters, 8 o'clock.
And now we're gonna go back into that option and select team blue. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to move
3,
back.
move 50 meters, 5 o'clock.
Also with laser pointers, if the hostiles have laser pointers, being AI or players, turn your laser pointer off. They will see it if they have night vision. If they don't, then they won't see anything. But if I've got night vision, turn it off. Alright. The last thing we're going to do is click regroup.
3, fall back. 2, get back. Oh, move 50 meters, 12 o'clock. Oh, move 50 meters, 12 o'clock. Oh, stop. Oh, fall back.
And there we go. And I'm going to...
team white.
And now we're back on my team. I'm going to tell 2
2,
mount up
driver,
there.
get in that truck. 3, driver, get in that truck.
And basically, you'll see what happens. So if I got red lights on, let's say we want to do a stealth operation or convoy. We go into the behavior, and make them stealth.
All stealth.
And bang, lights off. Go back into that option and tell them to be aware.
All stay alert.
Bang.
All stealth.
That's pretty much it for nighttime and AI as far as basics go. So yeah, that's basically pretty much all the basics I can show you for Arma 2. As far as that's concerned, hopefully that covered a bit more than I did last time. Oh, useful hint, this kinda, by the way, if you go to video settings, right here, this video memory option should be on default. If you change it to one of these, you're gonna suffer weird graphical issues such as blurring and so on. So you want to have that on default, and then yep, that can go on whatever, but just have video memory on default. I can play the game on high, and with this stuff on, I just rather not get the extra frames, especially because I record a lot. But with that said, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yep. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.